Losing followers because we gave out TJ Hawkinson.
Having 3 brain cells, giving bad picks, not making money.
Yeah, we have been on fire, okay? Tom Brady was a bad fade.
Never fade the GOAT, dude. You should have learned that last year in the Super Bowl.
Pain.
Well,
On that note, shout out to anyone who watched last week's video. Did you see all the pain I went through last week? Hey everybody, welcome back to the Plays and Fades YouTube channel. I'm your host, Gordo Gamble, joined by this beauty of a man here, Kiro, and we're back to break down another slate of NFL action after absolutely destroying last week's slate once again. Not only did we absolutely destroy Sunday's slate, we went undefeated on Monday Night Football. Put out some killer lineups and some killer bets. All right.
what was that?
Moral of the story is we're hot. Not only are we hot, the Bills are hot.
That was a weird thing to say.
Yeah, no, we're not very hot. If we were hot, we'd get a lot more views.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
If your face wasn't associated with it, it was just mine. Maybe a few more.
You know what? You want to do this video by yourself? How much NFL knowledge do you have?
Yo, I make some goated picks, dude.
Sure. Tell the Baker Mayfield last week, 2 weeks ago.
Starting off with the QBs, top of the slate's looking pretty good. Mahomes, Allen, Murray, Jackson, Herbert, Rodgers. You basically can't go wrong. You might as well get your monkey to throw a dart at a board blindfolded, and you will hit on your quarterback this week.
No, but to be completely honest, we had a very good weekend. Pair that with UFC the past few weekends, and we're on fire, and I'm very happy to say that. We're here to break down another slate. Week 6, we are a third of the way into the season. Yeah, mathematically, yeah, it's fine, whatever, it doesn't matter. Point is, we had another slate, a very, very good slate, and after a few injuries last week, it's very interesting to see how this will play out. I say we do not waste any more time. Let's get it started. Favorite core play for the quarterbacks this week is going to be kind of a square one, a basic one. But we're going to Patty Mahomes this week. Tell us why.
Damn, I didn't even get to talk in the intro. Patrick Mahomes, though, at the top of the price range, $8,300. His matchup this week is pretty good against the Washington football team, and it's Patrick Mahomes. I mean, lost last week, but overall, pretty strong showing. We expect him to bounce back a little bit and, yeah, put up some big numbers. Even at that $8,300 price tag, we think he's going to be worth it this week.
I mean, honestly, you cannot go death.
COVID.
No, to be completely honest though, there is, what did I mean there? At that top of the slate, there are so many good options this week. The top 3 quarterbacks.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I know. You could say that again. There's gonna be some high scoring games. I mean, Kyler Murray at Cleveland, we saw him let up 54 points last week. Washington defense has been awful. You cannot go wrong. The main reasons we are on Mahomes is because of those stacks. I mean, he had an awful week. He has a losing record, and he's here to bounce back. Mahomes, Kelsey, a basic, but I think it's going to go overlooked this week. It's going to be one of my favorite stacks this week. Great value, and I think they absolutely kill it for us. Lower down the slate, though, our favorite, let's say, value play in the quarterback position is going to be Carson Wentz. Tell us a bit more about that one.
Yeah, Wentz, obviously a significantly lower price tag than those big guys up there at over $8,000. $5,400 is some nice value for your quarterback position in your lineups. And when it's a quarterback at $5,400 is going up against a team like the Houston Texans, I mean, that's an opportunity to hit some value here. Indianapolis has been, honestly, doing okay recently. Almost pulled out a win. They choked. They almost pulled out a win. They're looking to potentially even be the favorites in this game against the Houston Texans. So that's some nice value for us down there at $5,400.
Yeah, I say we don't waste any more time in this position. It's a pretty basic week in terms of we can pay up. We can get the Mahomes, Murray, Jackson, Herbert, maybe even the Dak Prescott this week. Or we can pay down. You can get the Wentz. You could get the Sam Darnold. You go back there again. So many options, and it's one of these positions where we can get value at running back this week with so many injuries that you might as well go pay up there and get those big boy stacks, get those good options you can get up top.
Yeah. In terms of fades, all we'll say is don't fade Tom Brady and don't listen to us if we ever tell you to again.
That's not what I want to hear.
41.7 points in week 5. So cheers to that, Tom Brady. Just like us betting against you in the Super Bowl, you've shown us.
Our fade of the week is going to be...
Oh, we are going to have a fade?
Yeah, it's going to be...
So let's move on.
Move on from our plays into our fades. Derek Carr this week setting a price tag of $5.6K. He started off the year very, very strong. We'll give him that, but He's looked awful the last couple times out, and now he's facing that Denver defense. Not a good opportunity for him. If you're going to pay down, get Carson Wentz, get someone who you'll be more satisfied with. All right.
Get somebody you'll be more satisfied with. Moving right along to the wide receiver.
Nope. Running back.
Moving right along to the running back position. Here we are at the running back position.
All right, at the running back position this week, I mean, you cannot go wrong with we might have CMC back, and that is always a sight for sore eyes. The problem with him is even though he has the ideal matchup, he has the tools to do it. He's risky. I mean, he's coming off an injury. We don't know what the snap share is going to be there, but if he does play 8.8K, that could be easily justified with his abilities. I mean, it's not like Minnesota's some insane team against the run. However, our core play for the week is going to be Austin Eckler, sitting at a price like a 7.9K. He's a PPR machine. He absolutely showed out his last time out in that shootout, put up 39 points. And now he's going up against that Baltimore defense who let Jonathan Taylor get a couple touchdowns. And I mean, I think Eckler is just going to have a time of his life against them here.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about him last week, but he hit with 39 points. So hard to not want to go back to him again this week, especially with a pretty decent matchup in terms of the defense he's going up against.
There are so many running back position options this week. Another one we like is going to be Darrell Henderson Jr., sitting at price of 6K against the Giants defense. He's looking to be that RB1. He's getting those touches. He's getting that action. One of our favorite paid on options this week is going to be Devontae Booker, sitting at a price tag of 5.4K. Tell us a bit about him.
Yeah, Devontae Booker is a guy we like a lot this week. I mean, in week 5, he put up 20.8 points after Saquon Barkley went down, and he's going to get a lot of those minutes and touches that Saquon would have gotten before. And obviously we know how many points Barkley's been able to put up, and Booker put up a good amount of points last week. And at a price tag of $5,400, that's great value. He's in the same category as a guy like Darrell Williams, who's also going to turn into that RB1 potentially for Kansas City now that Edwards-Helaire is out. So both guys in very good situations at a nice low price tag who are going to get a lot of touches for some offenses that can put up some big numbers.
And we cannot go without saying that Jonathan Taylor also has an ideal matchup this week. Again, Houston defense, our team will probably be ahead, and they'll probably be able to give him the ball more often. But however, our fade this week is going to be Aaron Jones in a price tag of 7.3K. Now I know, what are we doing? Fade another one of those studs? The problem I have with Jones is he is the 4th most expensive running back on the slate, and I feel like this is a position you either pay down or get up and get your stars. Eckler, McCaffrey, Taylor all have better matchups than him at that price range, and this is also a spot where you can pay down and get the people like the Williams, like the Bookers. There's so many other options. And Aaron Jones going up against that Bears defense, don't know how it's going to fare for him. It's a tough spot. He's going to be a fade. We're more likely to go towards the other players at that price range. Moving right along to the wide receiver position, our core play for the day is going to be a mid-range option. Again, I think we mentioned the Indianapolis Colts in every single position we've mentioned yet today, but our core play is going to be Michael Pittman Jr. Tell me a bit about him.
Yeah, Pittman Jr. is a guy that we like a lot again this week, sitting at a price tag of $5,500, which is great value because we're going to like him a lot in the stack this week with Wentz. He's one of Wentz's favorite options downfield, and against that Houston defense, we think they're definitely going to be able to exploit the kind of weakness there and put up a lot of points together as that stack, which looks very tempting this week against that Houston team. So Pittman Jr., $5,500, we definitely think has great value here.
And if you want to go down even cheaper at the wide receiver position, Amon-Ra St. Brown's hit a price like a 4.2K. He balled out his last game, 7 receptions, 14 fan points, and I mean, I think he can do it again here against Cincinnati. He's looking to find his way into that Detroit Lions offense, and if he does, he's going to be able to do really, really well at such a cheap price tag. However, what you guys have all been waiting for, who are we paying up for at wide receiver? I mean, you cannot go wrong with the Adams up top, Mike Williams, Cooper Kupp, all great options. Even DJ Moore, I mean, we went to him last week. He didn't have the game he wanted to, but he has the potential to do very, very well. However, one of our favorite pay-up options, once again, is going to be CD Lamb. Tell us a bit more about him.
A guy, again, that we talked about just last week that we liked a lot, and he kind of paid off for us, putting up 18.8 points on DraftKings. So again, we like his matchup this week. Last week he did well against that Giants defense, and we think he has the ability to do that again against New England. I mean, it goes without saying that he's one of Dak's favorite targets downfield, and we think they can definitely connect on some plays this week.
The fade of the week at the wide receiver position is going to be Odell Beckham Jr. They put up 42 points last week, and he only had 4 fan points. He's not the guy we wanted to be in Cleveland, and he's facing someone in Arizona who was a lot tougher matchup for him. Stay away. There's a lot better options at that price range. Like we mentioned at the top of the show, Mahomes, Kelsey, great stack for us this weekend. I think it'll go a bit overlooked. Very basic though. I mean, Kelsey hasn't really been pouring how he usually should, and he's got the opportunity to do exactly that this week against Washington. Easy opportunity for them to go big. However, another core play for us this week is going to be Mark Andrews. Tell us a bit more about him.
This guy honestly went sicko mode last week. 44.7 points. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous that he put up against the Colts. He's on this Ravens team that has a good offense, and he's one of their main receiving threats downfield, which means he's going to get the touches that we want, as was shown in week 5. So he put up an incredible performance, and we expect him to be able to continue that into this week. Playing the Chargers defense, we definitely think he's still going to have the ability to win some of those matchups. I mean, DraftKings has their defense ranked 30th in the league.
They let up 42 points to the Browns.
If we've learned anything from week 5, it's that Justin Herbert loves himself a shootout. Probably out there telling his defenders to play like and we hope that they do that again against Andrews.
All right, fade of the week. Dalton Schultz has been great this year, but he is so overpriced at 4.9K. Keep it as simple as that. If you're going to pay that much, get Hawkinson, get Noah Fant. There's a lot better options at that price range. All right, defense and special teams. This week we have a 4.7K team, the Rams against the Giants. We could see why.
Yep.
But who's our favorite, let's say, mid-range, mid-price target in your fantasy team? Who is our favorite defense and special teams target this week?
The Indianapolis Colts.
That's it, yeah.
If you've been watching our channel at all, you probably know why we're picking them here, because they are facing the Houston Texans. So again, this week, $3,500 price tag, which is expensive, admittedly, for defense and special teams, but a lot less than that $4,700 price tag, or even a $3,900 one above them in the Broncos. So we definitely like the Colts a lot. Houston has not really been able to put up very many points and has been struggling offensively all season. So we expect the Colts to be able to do pretty well here.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to pay down a bit more, you can go down there and get the Cowboys. They've been on absolute fire recently, facing someone in New England who can be beat. We've seen that recently. And if you want a riskier GPP option, hey, maybe look at the Lions as a bit of a risky play down low for that punt option. But that's going to do it for us this week. We have a great amount of options this week. Like we said, either pay up and get that stud running back, or you got a ton of backup running backs coming in this week who have great matchups as well. For wide receivers, pay down, get your Amora St. Brown, get your Pittmans, and be able to spend up at the quarterback and tight end position. Again, if you have any questions, you know where to find me on Twitter at GordoGambles, us together on Twitter at PlaceFades, and let's make some money. Ding! We're here to break down another day of UFC. No, damn it. Awesome weekend of NFL action. Here to break down another week of NFL DFS action. I just said that twice.
Dude, you know how much we say I mean?
NFL action. I mean, the laptop does it all right there.
I mean?
Stop. How are we feeling after an awesome week of NFL action?
I mean.
YouTube man here, Kiro, and I mean, we're back. You've ruined it for me. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Plays and Fades YouTube channel. I'm your host, Gordo. Oh, what?
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Plays and Fades YouTube channel. After a week where we destroyed the NFL slate, I am Gordo Gambles, and this is my beauty of a co-host.
I just got replaced. I have lost everything I was working for. I mean, all jokes aside. Oh, I can't.
Jokes aside, I'm a legitimate host here.
Stop. I mean.
All jokes aside, Gordo.
No!